You gotta get that in uniform. Oh my God, I'm sorry. That's why we keep saying that. Mark Walsh on trumpet. And has a lovely writing of Dan and Julie's awesome pit. Guys. And that's our ballad, everybody. Tchaikovsky. Good. Just a quick catch and adjust, everybody. Awesome.
Sophia here from my great challenge. It's day 5 of my vacation or staycation. It's 9:18. I'm actually a little late this morning in getting up. It's Friday. Everybody's home today. Edward is done with band camp. So it's 9:15. Kitchen is clean, right, as usual. But we did have a little mishap yesterday. This thing here, I dropped it by accident, the reservoir for the Keurig. And I put it back, not thinking anything. And this morning, I got up and the entire counter was covered with water. And so it's cracked and it's leaking. So you know what, I might as well just turn it off. So we're in desperate need of coffee here, Scott and I. So I'm gonna make coffee in the French press, which I like anyway. And then because I had stuff on the counter, you know, the cards and everything, so they all got soaked. So I'm gonna see if I can save them. And I'll add that as a story to the quilt story. So that's my story and I'm sticking to it. So anyway, I gotta walk the dogs. I already showered and everything. But about an hour behind, I slept late, I guess. And I made the mistake, with Scott and I, of leaving the ceiling window, whatever you call it, the skylight window open overnight. And it got really chilly last night. It got like maybe 45 degrees last night, 47. And now I got a little bit of a, you know, chest cold. So it's one thing into another. I'm gonna walk the dogs and finish the quilt. And then I'm gonna start my next project. Well, actually I got to upload the video from yesterday. It's encoded. It was encoding until midnight last night. So I ain't posted. I wanted to go to bed. So I got to post that first. And then I'll walk the dogs. And when I come back, I'll finish the quilt. And I'll get it ready to be packed. I'll get everybody to sign since everybody's here today. And then I'll check out and go to the Home Depot because I'm starting my new project. And my new project is going to be the tabletop in the dining room. So now you're probably wondering, oh boy, what is she getting into now? Okay, why don't you just buy a dining room? Okay, I could, but we choose not to. Why? Because we still have kids. Okay, so everybody we know, in the area and up in Ohio, they all have dining room tables, they all have buffet, and it's beautiful stuff, right? But every single one of them is scratched, dented, it's got a nick here and there, it's got the polish on top that got damaged or whatever because they got kids, okay? And even though mine are not little anymore, you know, they still do stupid stuff like kids do, and we're just not ready for a nice dining room table. We just are not, and that's a choice that both Scott and I made. We just don't want to invest in a beautiful piece of furniture that's going to get damaged, no matter what the type of damage. So we got an idea of what we want to do, and it's just going to be me because Scott's got to work upstairs. He's working home on Friday. So I'm going to laminate the top. And I'm gonna put a well, you'll see when we get there. So it's gonna be the same color than the dark buffet, and it's gonna be a beautiful laminate top. Let's face it, 90% of the furniture out there right now is laminate anyway, so what's the difference? And it's gonna carry us over for even another 2 or 3 years, and then we'll get a table eventually, or I'll bring back the one that's up in Ohio that I'm supposed to bring back, but you know, I don't want to get a truck just for that. So that's the story. All right, let me post that video, walk the dogs, and finish the quilt, and then I'll be right back. Morning, Scott.
Good morning.
What's up?
Just making a little breakfast.
Scott is making me breakfast. What you gonna make me?
Bacon and eggs.
Yeah, with cheese?
Cheese?
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
What kind of cheese?
The Parmesan.
Oh yeah, we got to get more.
Oh, okay. I put that on the list. All right, so I got a French press going on here because we need coffee. And so how was Edward's performance yesterday?
Very good. You know, it's their first time doing it publicly, so there's a little polish, and you know that needs to happen. They got freshmen this year, so you know these are kids that are kind of unacclimated,
Yeah.
and so they need to kind of get used to marching and playing at the same time. And
Yeah.
Edward was in that position last year, so it's not, I'm not downgrading them. I'm just saying that that's a natural part of the process.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to be good. The choice of music, I think I liked a little better last year.
Uh-huh.
but we'll see how it works out once they get everything in, more in place, and we'll see.
Which one did you pick? Is it dark roast?
Whatever was in front of me.
Oh, that was easy.
I wasn't going to think about it too hard.
Okay, so one of those pots makes 2 coffee, basically, right? Yummo. Looks like I'm about to have a delicious breakfast. Scott made us some scrambled eggs with herbs and a little bit of Parmesan. We have a piece of baguette, toasted, some bacon. Thanks, babe.
No problem.
And we're going to have a tete-a-tete breakfast sans the kids because they are both sleeping.
In spite of the construction going on across the street.
Oh yeah, they're putting a new pavement. Yeah.
Is that what it is? I thought they were building that garage.
The garage is done. They're doing a new pavement.
That's about time.
So there's a house that's for sale across the street, and the house was basically a fixer-upper, and they completely gutted it out and redid it. Very modern looking, kind of like condominium, and they want an unbelievable amount of money for it. So I'm going to show you real quick, and might as well, because hey, the glass is clean, so we can. So that's the house over there, and you see they're doing the new pavement for the garage. It's a pretty house, but it's been on project for how long now? 9 months, something like that?
Something like that.
Yeah. It's the project that never ended. It's been for sale for 2 months, which is kind of unusual. In my town, usually houses get sold within 3 weeks. So I'm back at the table, and you see that this is my computer trying to upload the video, and I'm stuck. I can't see. I'm stuck at 13%, and this is the second time I tried to upload it, so I don't know what's going on with that, but guess what? I got some binding to finish. So this is where I left off yesterday, and I think I have about maybe an hour's worth of work, and then I'll be done. Then I'll press it again, get rid of all the little threads that are, here and there, particularly in the back, like the loose threads that are sticking to it, and I will be ready to box it. The only thing I got left to do now is join the 2 parts that are here. So let me get all the threads out of the way first, because I have a couple of extra thread. Okay, all right. So I have those 2 parts. I'm just going to put one over the other, like this, and I hope you can see this one's going to get folded in like this. Okay, so I'm going to start with the back, and basically what I'm doing is just joining these 2 by hand, and then a couple of stitches here, and then in the front I'll do exactly the same thing. In all, I have to say that this was a very relaxing project to do, even though there was some frustration with the tension. Obviously I couldn't quilt from both sides because of the tension of the machine. Nothing I can do about that. It is what it is, but I think I made the best of it considering the circumstances. And you know what? I finished it, and I'm proud of myself, and this is my second finished quilt ever. And yeah, when it's done, we're gonna give a big look at it, and I gotta tell you, I'm just happy with it. Is she going to be happy with it? I'm pretty sure she will, because she appreciates that kind of stuff. She has a friend of hers who sends her quilt all the time, but she's, a real quilter, unlike me. but I don't pretend to be one. I just wanted to have fun and practice and learn skills, because I want to make one for the table here that's going to be the whole length of the table. And then I want to make one for a friend of mine for his living room. And he's picking the pattern and the colors and everything. So I need to really, really practice. And then once I'm done with that one, I want to make quilts for the boys for when they go to college. You know the story, right? Everybody, once you get the bug, you just won't stop. And I don't know. I like it. I think it's good. It's not great, but considering that this is only the second time that I do a quilt, well, the third time, really, because the other one I just never did the top. Well, I did the top, but I didn't quilt it. It's not bad at all. Yeah, I'm satisfied. I'm happy, and it was a really good way to spend my vacation, really. I learned something. It's amazing, like, what you can do with practice. It's just, you know, everybody can do this. You just have to have the patience. You don't necessarily need to have a huge level of skill with the needle. The skills come, you know, over time. And the more you do it, like everything else, the more you learn and you get better at it. Good shake. Here's the back.
That's stunning. The design is just amazing. How did you come up with that?
It's abstract.
Navy blue on navy. Wow.
It's called Night.
We should put it in the MoMA.
Okay, behold, Staycation 2017.
No, it's very pretty.
You like it?
Yeah, I don't know who it'll keep warm, but you know.
It's not for it's for tabletop.
Well, I guess it'll keep Willie warm.
It will keep Willie warm.
This is not keeping me warm.
What do you think?
No, it's pretty.
You like it?
Yeah, it's pretty.
Look, I did all of this by hand.
Yeah.
All of it. What do you think, Will?
Don't call me Will.
I'm sorry. What do you think, Willie? Guys, I finished it. So let me try to give you some close-ups before. Now, you know what? Let me press it first, and then I'll give you close-ups. So I hope you can tell from the sound of my voice that I'm really excited. I finished it, you guys, and I saved the day. Look. Okay, so here's the binding all around. And it's looking much, much better than expected. Right? There you go. I just did a couple of stitches here to finish it. And everything is just fine. Oh, I just put new threads all over. That's all right. Here's the binding in the back. Yay! Yay! Okay, so guys, this is done, and I like it. Okay, I'm back from the Home Depot, and you just cannot send me to the Home Depot unattended, because I'll spend 2.5 hours there. We're going out to Panera for lunch, and I'll get started. So I made a little bit, thank you. I made a little bit of a change of plan, as usual. Instead of doing laminate, which I had found one that was absolutely gorgeous and very shiny, thanks God, I realized that it was too thick. It was 12 millimeter, and I really don't want to put something too thick on the table, because it's going to raise the height of the table, and it's getting into like a whole bunch of nonsense. All right, so I looked at the bamboo, and then I looked at real hardwood floor, and you know what? It was the same price. I got real hardwood floor click-clock planks, and they already in different sizes, in different length, so that will allow me to stagger them, so I don't have to cut that. So that's cutting some work there, and I'll show you when I come back. But the color is like a dark wood that has some mahogany in it, so it's like a mix of espresso color and mahogany. So when the sun is going to shine on it, the red is going to come out, and then in the evening it will match the cabinet I have in the dining room. And then I got a trim to put around it, a new blade for the circular sill, a bunch of other stuff. So I'm getting excited about this project. It's gonna take me 3 days. All right, so today all I'm gonna do after we come back from lunch is just lay them out and see how it looks like. And then tomorrow I'll have to do the whole project with clamping them, gluing them, and all of that stuff, okay?
Oh, we're having...
So what you having?
I'm having grilled cheese and bacon.
Grilled cheese bacon on the baguette. Willie, what you having?
Turkey and cheese sandwich on white bread.
Yummy. Are you sure you're gonna eat all of that? We're taking the rest home then, okay? This is Scott. He's having an onion soup with a big salad. What kind of salad is that, babe?
Southwestern thing.
Oh, avocado. And I'm having onion soup, and I'm having tomato soup with a chicken salad on cranberry walnut bread. Yum. All right, so we're back, and brand new coffee. Are you guys ready for a new level of crazy? Let's see how much buzz this one is going to generate. I am doing the top of my dining room with hardwood flooring planks. Why? Because I don't really have a dining room table. If you're new to the channel and you're a new subscriber, thank you for subscribing. You probably have never seen what's underneath my dining room table, so now I'm going to show you what I did 5 years ago, and it's been like this since, and it's worked just perfect for us. So here we go. This is what's going on underneath my dining room table when I don't have tablecloth on. It is a huge plank of plywood. There is a dining room table underneath it, but it's a small one. You see that? It's a table that sits only 6 people, but it's actually, it was very small. So we needed a big table because we had a big event, and this is what I created. And guess what? It works. So carriage bolts. Okay, and I basically have the bolts being held and tightened by 2x4s. You see that? Okay, they're over there and they over here. So the dining table that's underneath is actually not damaged at all. I could remove this and the table would be perfect. Because there's been no scratches, nothing on it. It's just this thing resting on top of it. But because I never really finished it, I am stuck with a piece of plywood, and I thought about doing many things with it. The issue was that I had to countersink those and put those felt pads in there to kind of, you know, level it. So I can't really stain this the way it is because of those holes. All right, so I thought about doing wood on it, like a farm table, and I wanted to do a whole run like this of tiles, which would have been really cool, except that the table is not the right shape for that. It would look cool if the table was longer, then I would have like kind of a runner in the middle of it. So what I'm going to do, and I'm going to start the project today, is put planks of real hardwood on it and glue them and clamp them and whatnot, and then put a trim. And the number one thing I wanted was wood that would be the same color than this. This is, actually it's showing brown in this light today. Usually it looks much darker. This is a big, you know, buffet console, whatever you call it, sideboard. Nah, not really a sideboard, but anyway. And I got wood that matches exactly the color. This is Click Clock glueless floating or glue down. Real wood, lifetime warranty, 3-year light commercial, whatever. Okay, let's open it. And what I like about these in particular is that they come in already different lengths. So I don't have to sew them and stagger them. They're already different lengths. Okay. I'm hoping you can see. Can you see? Here's the color. put this one like this at an angle, get it in, and then there we go. Okay, so that's how it's gonna look. You see that? Okay, so what I'm gonna do is start putting different lengths, but I do want to cut the edges here. You see how this is rounded? All right, and the reason why I'm doing this and cutting the edge is because I bought 3 big lengths of this type of molding. Okay, and let me move the camera a little bit. Once I have all of the edges and the planks done, this is gonna go like this. Okay, and that's gonna have to get clamped as well, and that's gonna be stained the same color than this. So I won't have to worry about what's underneath it because you're not gonna see it anyway. But I can't round this, so I have to square off my table. So I'm gonna lose about 5 inches altogether, 2.5 on either side. Nobody's dying, okay, that's fine. So let me just go and play around with those planks and see how I can install them. How many do I need? Do I need to go buy more? Right? I see there's some short ones here. Is this shorter? Yeah, it does look shorter. Okay. Okay, so you get the idea. They're not properly put in, but as you place more and more, the surface gets flatter and flatter. Okay, so that means I'm gonna have to make sure that I clamp them properly and put enough glue. But basically this is what it's going to look like. So what I'm gonna do is start by cutting the edges of my table. I need to square it off, but you see how the surface is gonna look. These joints here, they are pretty tight. Okay, yeah, they're really tight, except on areas where they do it properly. So what I'm going to do is get a hammer that has and a piece of wood so I can get them in the groove properly. But I asked the guy at the store and he said that if I wanted to, I can put a polish on it. You can do whatever you want with those. They are hardwood floor. Willie, what do you think? Look.
That looks good.
Look, come here.
I can see it from here.
Do you want to help me? No, not really? Why? Sounds like a fun job. I am so excited. I'm starting a new project. I'm loving it already. It's gonna look fabulous. Okay, let's square this baby. I don't want the round. Oh, I'm taking off a little bit more, but that's okay. I gotta make sure it's 232. Yes. 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 Hey, look guys, I'm wearing goggles. And I hate it because I have to wear my glasses underneath it. But anyway, this is gonna last about 5 minutes. I'm just saying, okay, because I don't wear that kind of stuff. I wish they came with their own, whatever. Okay, so I've resized the table, and what we liked the best about this table was that the fact that it was really wide here, so that allows you to put a lot of dishes and not have to, feel restricted in the area where you're actually eating. Like you can have all your presentation dishes in the middle, and everybody can help themselves, and you don't really have to put dishes here or have people get dishes about an inch away from their plate or their goblet. So this is done. I vacuumed the whole floor. I vacuumed the whole top, and I also lightly swished it with a damp cloth to make sure that I get rid of all of the sawdust that's on it. And that tabletop had already been sanded, so I'm not worried too much about that. Edges, I'm not worried about. They are squared. Where's my square? Where's my square? This is square. Yes. Yep. Yes. Okay, so far this is what it looks like with the full placement, and of course this is way bigger than it's going to be since it stops here, right? And then over there I have maybe just 6 inches overhanging. So the table itself is going to be much smaller than this, but this is what it looks like. And you can see that when you place the boards, the more boards you have, the flatter the surface. So I'm thinking if I can lift the whole thing up, just glue it and be done with it. We'll see. Here's Scott. Let's see what he has to say about this project. I did it again. What do you think?
It's kind of interesting, really. So what are you going to do? You're going to trim this up? Is it glued out down?
No, it's not glued. It's just placed right now.
So what are you going to do? You're going to cut off the edge?
Yeah, well, the edges of the table, they're right here. I cut them off already, the round ones, because I can't do the trim without the round, with the round on it.
Are you going to extend this?
No, this is going to get cut off. It's going to get cut off to meet exactly where the table is.
Okay.
Right? How'd you like the top?
Yeah, I like it. Is this, are you trimming this off too?
Yeah. This is all getting trimmed exactly to the size of the table,
Okay.
so that I can have, here, maybe you can help me. Hold this with one hand.
Alright.
Okay, so imagine there's no groove here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this is gonna go this way,
Yeah.
right? And it's gonna get, nailed and glued to the leftover of the plywood table
Okay.
and stained to the same color than this. And it's gonna be mitered here to meet, and it's gonna be mitered here to meet the other side. So this is gonna go around it.
You might need to actually do it in such a way where this
Yeah.
fits under here.
Well, you can't, because when I cut this,
Yeah.
this is not going to be. It's a different material. It's wood, but it's pine.
Well, then maybe
It's gonna stain
because this
differently.
edge here
Which edge?
is this edge right here
Yeah,
on the top is thinner
yeah,
than this edge, right?
yeah.
So you might want to put it up like that.
Why?
Well, so that there's less of this surface right along here.
Well, I thought about the 2.5 inches I removed here, and the 2.5 inches I removed there, and this is 1 inch, 3/4 actually. So if I put the thick part on top,
Yeah.
it's actually regaining some of the
Some of the
length,
space.
some of the length that we lost by
Okay.
me cutting off the round angles.
So that you're going to stain this to match this?
Yeah.
That's one hell of a tablecloth.
It's real wood. I can wax it, I can stain it, I can
The
do all
world's
sorts of
first wood tablecloth.
the first one. Yeah, but listen, once it's done, you can't remove it.
We would just hit it with floor polish.
You can, yeah, hey, watch me clean my table with Murphy's oil. But it's, listen, what's the difference? It's wood.
Are you going to put polyurethane on it or anything?
I don't know, I don't think I want it to shine more than it shines now.
Yeah, I agree.
Right? First of all, because if it's too shiny, then we're going to see too much of a reflection of the that hideous fan we got above us. Yes, hideous.
I wouldn't use that word.
It's
It's practical.
Yeah, you're the only one who likes it. Okay.
No, you're the only one that doesn't like it.
Listen, your food gets cold because this thing is on all the time.
Yeah, but in the summertime it keeps you cool.
Yeah, how about central air? That would keep us cool.
Okay, you want to rip the house apart and do...
No, because...
Yeah, see?
No, because if there is central air, I'll install it.
Sure, I can imagine how great that central air is going to be. It's going to be central air for the outside, won't it?
I'll get the whole neighborhood cooled off,
Yeah.
and we'll be sweating.
Everybody will be cool except for us, because Sophia did the central air.
Well, it's not far-fetched. I'm crazy enough to...
No, I know, it's not far-fetched. That's the problem.
You're making me look bad.
No, I'm not.
Okay, but you still love me?
Sure.
That's why he loves me, because I'm crazy. See, I'm the French, what do you call it? Not the spunky.
Spunky? How do you say that in French? Yeah, see? French are not French are not spunky.
French are not spunky.
We do not know.
We do not do spunk. Spunk is not for us. Okay, we're reaching level 3 of crazy here. Thank you, Willie, for staying in the middle. So the table is right here, the old table, right? And it ends here, and this is the addition that I did. Okay, so I have the whole layout on the floor, and what I'm going to do is with a utility knife, I'm going to groove all around this way. So that way I know exactly where I need to cut. Okay, then I'll flip the table back on, I'll put the top back on, I'll clamp it, and I'll go ahead with the saw and cut the whole thing. Okay, so the table is back on, and you see where I scored is where I'm going to follow. I got a clamp here and a weight here and another clamp there. And the reason why I'm clamping this is because I ain't glue it yet. And when I'm going to sew this, I don't want the vibration from the blade to make those boards coming down. Okay, you get the idea. So let's go ahead and start sewing. Okay, so here we go. That's the table so far. It's pretty much on point when it comes to the edges here with the old table. So tomorrow what I'm going to do is glue this, right? Basically take it out and reinstall it and glue it. And then I'll have to sand all of the edges to make sure I have a very smooth surface for my molding. And then I'll probably put a nailer here, which is a piece of wood that's going to be screwed in this way just to extend this a little bit so that my molding can have finishing nails. And the molding is going to be glued as well, and with the finishing nails. So that's the table. It's a mess in here, but I did vacuum everything. All of the surfaces have been vacuumed because there was sawdust. And that stuff stinks, but we don't have to deal with it anymore, so that was a one-time deal. So that's my dining room table. as of now, let me turn the lights down a little bit so you can see what it looks like in different lights. Right? What do you think, guys? Much better than what I had, and I don't have to put tablecloth on it at all times. With the molding, it's going to look even better. And eventually I'll change the chairs, so we'll have a good solid dining room table for quite some time, and we don't have to be bothered with buying one right now. And then the kids can destroy this one. I do not care. So I finished right on time for dinner. Scott liked it. You like it?
I like it.
He likes it. I like it too. Yeah, the table is a tiny bit smaller, but you know what? Once I put the molding, I'm gaining again an inch on both ends, so that's fine. And this is not a big dining room anyway, so another project down. I will finish it tomorrow. I'm not editing any video tonight because I'm tired, okay? So I'll do that tomorrow morning. So tomorrow's video, day 6, will probably start a little bit later in the day rather than early in the morning, because I'll be spending my morning editing this video. Give me a big thumbs up if you like yet another crazy project at my house and the quilt which I finished, and subscribe if you are brand new right here in the corner. I will see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching, you guys. Bye. Another project down. I will finish it tomorrow. I'm not editing any video tonight because I'm tired, okay? So I'll do that tomorrow morning. So tomorrow's video, day 6, will probably start a little bit later in the day rather than early in the morning, because I'll be spending my morning editing this video. Give me a big thumbs up if you like yet another crazy project at my house and the quilt which I finished, and subscribe if you are brand new right here in the corner. I will see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching, you guys. Bye.